Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday Rewind, where we talk about what we've talked about. Hey, this past week we closed out our series, God Is, and we finished with God is Father, Son, and Spirit. And instead of finishing off the series with just another attribute, I thought it was very important that we finish off this series understanding God not just as a collection of attributes, but to understand Him as He is in relationship within Himself. The Trinity is a doctrine that is fully revealed in the New Testament, but you can see hints of it even in the Old Testament, even right from the beginning. When God creates human beings, He says, "Let us make them in our image." What's that? Really what it is a clue to something that would be, I think, fully revealed later on in the New Testament. And I think we get the best view of that when Jesus is baptized, because in that moment you have the three in one there. You have Jesus the Son being baptized, and you have the Spirit of God on Jesus, and you have God the Father proclaiming from heaven. But even when Jesus leaves and when the disciples are going out, He's commissioning His disciples to go out and to make other disciples. And when he commissions them, He says something very interesting. He says, "I want you to go baptize them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Spirit." It's almost as if Jesus is saying, listen, when you bring in new souls into the kingdom of heaven, into community with me, I want you to teach them to view me, God, as three in one. It's an amazing doctrine. It is confusing, and there is a fair bit of mystery in it. But how many know that we don't need to understand everything about God? God doesn't need to reveal all of His mystery to us in order for us to be obedient to Him. Isaiah said, when he heard God say, who shall we send? He said, listen, here I am, send me. So what does the Trinity say to us about God? It tells us that God in and of Himself is diverse. That in Him is three distinct persons in one God, each being fully God. And they have a diversity of person and diversity of function. It also shows us that there's quite a bit of love between them. I love when Jesus prays, He says that I have loved the Father and the Father has loved me. That between them and their relationship, it is all permeated by a deep and abiding love for one another. And I wonder if that's why God is so obsessed with making sure that we love each other. How obsessed is God? Jesus says, listen, at the end of it all, when you've treated somebody else, the least of these, He says, how you treat them, I take that personally. I wonder if it's because there's such a bond of love in the Trinity. It also tells us that in God is perfect unity and harmony. That there's no bickering amongst the Trinity. There's no one trying to upstage the other. Everybody has a role. Everybody works and does their part inside of the Godhead, and it's perfect. They're totally unified and totally harmonious with one another. It's amazing. And I wonder, I'm just wondering out loud, I wonder if that's why in the Gospels, and particularly in the pastoral letters, the epistles, I wonder if that's why Paul, Peter, John is so concerned with our unity. I wonder if God makes sure we understand that He wants us to be unified because it reflects His nature. Man, this doctrine of the Trinity, it's mysterious. It's totally interesting and perplexing. And it's 100% true that our God is in relationship with Himself. And each member of the Trinity is fully God, and they've eternally existed in Himself for all eternity. goodness, our God is so good. But that's all the time I have for today. God bless you. Thanks for joining me just for a little bit today. And guess what? I will see you next week.